A very good evening, everyone. Hope you are having a good time here and listening to the speakers, industry experts, and networking with each other, with your industry colleagues also. So today we are here to discuss about a very important topic that is power of personalization, enhancing customer experiences with the help of data and AI in retail. So, firstly, as we all know that data is one of the important pillars for any business's growth in India or anywhere else. So, firstly, would like to understand from our speaker's perspective how data has played an important role in, giving a personalized shopping experience to the consumers. So, firstly, I would like to understand from Sanjay's perspective how fashion retailers are using or can use data analytics to offer a personalized shopping experience to the consumers. Sanjay.
Thanks, everyone. Uh, I think there is a let's say saying which is very popular these days: data is the new oil, right? Uh, how do you use this oil effectively? I think that's a prominent question. There are many firms sitting on the stockpile of data, but then how to leverage it, how to bring out inference. I think that would dominantly unleash the power of the data. So if you talk about fashion retailers like us, I think there are a lot many use cases. I think if you look at the shopping experience right from your discovery to purchase, right at every stage of your shopping, the data can be leveraged, and we are leveraging data in terms of uh, how to put up the right kind of let's say ad to you, right? It starts from where when you let's say you are exploring to buy, let's say, a pair of jeans, and that's where the journey starts. Uh, do I have enough intelligence that I show you the relevant, let's say, product right from the your discovery journey? How do I make sure that when you land on my D2C site, you land on the right page where you see the relevant products from you, right? Uh, I think the journey goes on, right? In terms of when I am looking, to let's say capture your details in terms of demographics, in terms of your age, in terms of your gender, in terms of knowing you more, in terms of what is your DOB, what is your anniversary, etc. It should not be that I should be asking every time again and again to fill all the data. I should, give an impression that if you have bought something on my platform, whether it is offline or online, then I have the information so that I think we go a couple of steps or notches, above the segmentation what was typically being done till a couple of years back. That you form a cohort, you form a let's say segment, and then you uh, treat that segment in one way. Now the idea is, or the demand from the consumer is that everyone has to be treated differently, right? And that's where basically we are using a lot of AI and ML, right? So we have uh, historical data of our customers, right? We are in the business since last 13 odd years in India. What you have done, on our EBOs, what you have shopped on online, and then we have your behavior, we have your purchase history, we have your certain relevant data probably you would have shared. I think we mine that data and then basis that maybe as part of CDP, as part of my CRM package, as part of basically uh, other relevant engines curate the data and then give us a personalized experience, and that is across the board, across your shopping experience.
Great. So, we have seen a lot of consumer behavior change lately, and consumer preferences are changing. So, any specific things that you have been implementing to personalize for different set of consumers? As you know, the consumers have also evolved over the years. So, anything specific that you are doing? Amit, can you answer this thing?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, ET, for having me here. So first of all, we need to understand we are living in India, and India is United States of India, I believe, wherein every few kilometers you have different colors, different fabrics, different styles, different craftsmanship, different work, be it chicken curry in Lucknow or fulkari in Punjab. There are a lot of cultural, regional, demographical experiences we have here. So with such a diversity, I believe the usage of AI is very important. So retailers should leverage AI to embrace this diversity, right, and give the experience which is required for a specific person, right. So only by recognizing the name is not personalization nowadays, right. So I mean, for example, a system knows that someone is ordering breakfast every Sunday, बट अगर हम उसको मेदू वड़ा पे 10% ऑफ दे रहे हैं, खाना उसको परांठा है, सो एट दैट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड every individual and the kind of personalization he's looking for. So how we segment our customer is very important, wherein so there are two sets of customer, traditional and modern. So we try to bridge the gap with certain technological advancement. So for a traditional customer, maybe a recognition is very important. Maybe the knowledge of the staff who is talking to the person is very important. And maybe if you say online testimonials or Google reviews are something which can work for a traditional consumer, but for a modern consumer, content creators are helping a lot, social signals are helping us a lot, influencers are helping. They got influenced by the influencers, like they got influenced by what they are wearing, and they also try to do that. So we have built a couple of applications. I would like to explain a bit on it, not in detail, but yes, one is the style bot we are working. It's not a chat bot, but it's a style bot wherein whenever you're asking something based on your skin tone, it asks certain questions based on your body type. It suggests the garments which are there in our collection, which suits them, which is very important, right? And for a traditional consumer, we have also added the regional languages. So if you're asking in Punjabi, it'll reply you in Punjabi. If you're asking in maybe Arabic in Dubai, it'll reply in Arabic. But lot of personalization touches there. Although, see, we are in fashion. Lot of technological advancements are there, but human touch cannot be replaced. This is what I strongly believe. I don't know about other speakers, but AI can enhance the experience, but it cannot replace the human touch, right? For now, I don't know, AGI will come or whatever things will come in future. So this is one, and second, we're using a technology partner, Revisa. We are having them on board, and we are giving instant reward and gratification to the customer. So using hyperlocal, whenever the customer enters in, we have the data loaded in the app, and we have asked the users to. We have taken a consent. They have installed the small application. It's a very light application, and whenever they are entering the store, the store manager is getting a pop-up that Amit Arora has entered, and a small kind of past history of if I'm wearing the slim fits, if I'm wearing medium size. So this kind of basic information is being given to the store manager to talk to the consumer in a way he wants to understand and he wants to shop. So to make the experience better, we use that small technology, and it is working well, right? Personalization is required, but for the modern and traditional, both segments, it's very important. So this is what we are implementing and how we are using the data.
That's fascinating. So, also, would like to understand from your perspective, Pradeep. Like you have been mostly working on online channels. Like you have been a D2C brand, and you are now coming up with your offline presence. So, how do you see data as an important factor, in your opinion, from going online to offline? How do you see data helping you to give a seamless experience to the consumers?
Sure. So, Anurag, for us, data starts from because in D2C we have a lot of information about the customer. It allows us to decide where to open a store. And it starts with that. That's where Umesh ji and their group were very kind to give us their first store, give us our first store in Nexus Seawoods Mall because we identified that it's a very, very good catchment for us. And in fact, it's better than even South Bombay for us when it comes to Mumbai, right? So data allows us to decide where we want to sort of open stores. uh, Second is, from a, see, broadly data has helped us build the brand awareness as an online brand, right? And of course, while we embrace data, we know we are not a technology company, right? Every D2C brand about 5 years back would love to say we are a technology company and also doing consumer, because that was for a very different reason. You want to get a technology multiple on valuation and not like a consumer brand multiple. But now everybody realizes that you're a consumer brand and technology is good, but we don't build any of it in house, right? Everything else we like to go sort of whatever is out of the box, and we like to leverage that. But data is leveraged for saying, okay, who are our customers, whom can we nudge to get into our stores, right? And to build what people are saying omni, right? In that sense, you discover us somewhere online and then you come to our store and buy, and then maybe you could raise a complaint about it or say good things about it online as well, and so on and so forth. So data has helped us identify stores, also helped us nudge customers who are coming to our website to say that if you're not happy and you want to know more, why don't you come to our stores? um, Third piece is, of course, like Amit said, the store staff wants to know what is the past history of the customer, and if there is some resonance to have they bought from us already, which means maybe we need to say less about the brand, talk more about the new collections, see what they've already bought, and hence nudge them to buy something else, and so on and so forth. That we do as well, sort of leveraging data. But this is broadly sort of where we use data. AI, you will be surprised that I feel most brands are still putting it on their pitch decks, maybe, but not much in business, to be honest.
Great. So also, the PAN project has been into online business first, and now foraying into offline business. So how has the journey been for you, and how have you leveraged data so far? Because you work on a lot of data and a lot of personal data.
Sure. So I think for us at the PAN project, as a digitally native brand now going into omni-channel, having data and granular data at every touch point, because the customer is giving us so much information about his preferences, has been really important in getting our product market fit right. As we're growing into offline as well, when we're opening stores, to know what location, in what zip code, we've shipped across the country. So we know all the zip codes where we have our online data, and that's what we're using to open stores, similar to you guys. And then for us at the PAN project, our product market fit has been the key to our success as well. And getting data about fit at every step, at every stage, through the customers being able to personalize their pants has been a success story in itself. Because we've evolved from when we started in 2020, and we had a alteration rate, or like a product market fit rate that was lesser than we have right now. We've been able to use all that data to really improve our fit, to improve our fabrics, to improve our offerings on what people are asking for. So I think being a D2C brand that's omni-channel is always reliant on data, and we're always using that data to kind of make informed decisions. But at the same time, we're also a brand that's never out of stock, or always like evolving in terms of our product offering. So I think it helps us to know what else to launch and how to stay relevant.
Great. So, Abhishek, wanted to understand from your perspective, from international perspective. So, how do you manage to offer a personalized experience in an international context? If you could explain that part.
Absolutely, I could spend all day talking about that, but I'll condense it to about 4 or 5 minutes. Good evening, everyone. I'm Abhishek Das. I'm the CEO of Osprey Duty Free. We have 9 operations in India, 9 airports. The biggest is, of course, Mumbai Duty Free. Now, duty free is very different, right? Because while you can shop online or you can order online, you have to pick it up offline, right? You cannot not do that. So, how do we personalize? So, I'm going to talk about 2 things. One is new age personalization using tech, and I'm also going to talk about old school personalization. He mentioned about the human touch, and I 100% agree with him. You can do what you want with tech, but up until now, there is this beauty about human touch which is very difficult to replace. Now, talking about tech, we don't know who's coming into the airport, right? The CISF officer knows, we don't, right? So, how do we reach out to the person? So, obviously, you need to reach out to the person before the journey, right? So, we have a fantastic application called the Adani One app. I highly encourage all of you, you look like people who travel frequently, to download the app, right? Now, we launched the app a year ago, and can you take a guess how many users we have today? 12 months, how many users? Hazard a guess.
No idea.
30 million. Now, despite India being 1.2 billion, we know the figures, 30 million in a year is a huge number. So clearly something's working.
That's really a huge number.
It's massive. Now, in that app, you can book your ticket, you can book your hotel, you can book your cab to the airport, and you can book your duty free, right? Now, when you book your ticket, we know by sector what sells the most. So if there's someone who's booked a ticket to Africa, we go big on the offers on perfumes and cosmetics, which is what really works over there. However, if you booked a ticket to Europe, we'll go big on tobacco because there's a significant price arbitrage, right? Needless to mention, the biggest category is, of course, liquor, right? Uh, so with liquor, what we do is we have add to basket filters, which is by premiumness of that particular category. How do I mean? If you have booked a blue label, a Johnny Walker blue label, a very aspirational product, we automatically recommend, and I'll give an example of a super luxury perfume, a Tom Ford perfume. However, if you booked an entry level whiskey, we recommend an entry level perfume and an entry level confectionery and so on and so forth. And like I said, the app is only a year old, but despite that, we're seeing that with AI, it's getting better every day, actually. Uh, so these are the two things that I can talk about as far as tech is concerned. Uh, as far as old school personalization is concerned, it's a no-brainer that we love to have our name on the bottle, right? If you had a blue label bottle with your name on it, Anurag, I mean, it would be special for you. You wouldn't throw it away, would you? Right? So we do a lot of laser engraving and calligraphy painting on the bottles to personalize it for you. Both are equally beneficial, right? Now, 16% of our transactions, just 16% of our transactions gives us 54% of our value. So, which means Mumbai being the wealth capital of India, right? We want the people to buy here and not in another duty free. Mind you, we don't compete with anyone in India. We are competing with Dubai, Singapore, London Heathrow, and so on and so forth. So how do we make sure that people buy from us and not outside? So we launched our white glove service, right? It's a service where you have dedicated relationship managers, right? So you don't have to go through 65,000 square feet of space. You can't do that when you're boarding a flight, right? So we have these people navigating the space for you, curating the collection based on your preferences while you're on the way to the airport, right? So if you're on the way to the airport and I'm a relationship manager, you'd say, hey, I'm on this, and like, so why don't you buy so and so, get you to upgrade, get you to buy a luxury Italian chocolate and so on and so forth. And it's ready by the time you're out of immigration. So these are the things that we do, both in terms of new world tech as well as old world or the classic touch to personalization.
Great, and that's a great perspective that I could understand from you. So, from a mall's perspective, just wanted to understand from Umesh, like how have you been using the data? Because brands use data to expand their business. So, but wanted to understand from your opinion, like how do you utilize the data from the brands, from the consumers? What kind of data exactly do you use?
Okay. Thanks for having me, first of all. And I mean, hearing all of this, I'm kind of envious the amount of data these guys have because in the mall industry, our paradigm is a bit different. Uh, Usually, I mean, just to give a background of Nexus, we one of India's largest mall operators. We have 18 malls across the country. Usually, we have 130 million customers. Uh, around 10,000 square feet, 10 million square feet, sorry, of premium mall space across the country. Having said that, the challenge in our industry is that the mall operator is a go-between in a way between the end consumer and the brand. So essentially, the brand knows who is walking in, what are their preferences, what are they shopping, which they, and like data is the new oil, they don't like to share that oil with us. So it's been a challenge, and in the last couple of years, we've kind of used tech to work around that. To supplement the human intelligence, like Abhishek just spoke about, this also applies a lot to in our industry as well. But what we have done, and one of the usual data points that we have been able to gather from our all the brands in our malls is the daily and monthly sales data at a more granular level than just a summary. So that gives us a picture of who's doing what across what categories, though we don't have the consumer level information that we would like. We also have our footfall measuring systems, our computer vision systems installed in the mall that give us an idea of who's coming in, what are the demographics, gender. So we have those pieces of intelligence. That all goes towards building a customer 360 uh, uh, in our using our customer data platform. Another big thing that we've done in the last 6 months is launch our Nexus One app, which is primarily a loyalty focused app along with mall services, where customers can upload the invoices that they have of the purchase they've done in the mall during their shopping visit, and they get points that they can redeem. That has also given us a large insight into given us personal data, though not it's a admittedly a small cohort, but it's better than nothing. But using that data, we've been able to do a lot of correlation about the buying patterns. Of if a set of people are buying this brand and looking at the other invoices that they upload, we know that people, what are the correlation between brands that are getting, the customers prefer purchasing together. That has helped us kind of also segment better and work with the brands to kind of use to position loyalty related promotions on our app, and we have seen a huge uptake. So in the last 6 months itself, we have got close to 2.5 lakh uh, monthly active users. Downloads are far more, but that's the more metric that we're tracking. And it's been a successful journey so far. That this information also supplements the other information points, like we know, looking at the number plate, the RTO zone from which the customer is coming from. So we know broadly that, okay, for example, in Ilante, in Chandigarh, we know that a lot of people come from Ludhiana to shop, or in Navi Mumbai, a lot of people from Pune come. So that also it goes as an input to our marketing teams, that they can focus promotions, digital as well as offline promotions, in those segments. Like, for example, I would have a print ad running for seawoods in Pune, so, which I would not have known if I didn't have this correlation here. So that way we can kind of, we have gone down the road of personalization. We are using a lot of AI in the back end, not just to better understand the consumers, but also target them and reach out to them when they're in the mall for shopping. And we also using computer vision to track how many visits have happened, uh, try to gain more intelligence about what are the shopping patterns. Though I guess there is a limit to what we can do as a mall operator because we don't have that personal information, but we are finding creative ways around it. So that's where we are in the journey. A lot of the work that, and I'd like to also preface this for us, there are two levels. The consumer is the context in which we are discussing is the consumer which who shops. For us, the customer is actually these folks who get these the space in the malls. A lot of AI is also going into making the leasing decisions based on the past performance, brand, other publicly available information about the brand performance, financial results, as well as the geographical, the government data about a particular geography when we decide to set up a new mall and try to figure out which brand mix. So in our case, AI is being used both from the consumer focus as well as the internal decision making focus.
Great. So data is one of the key things here. So which has to be used with a lot of privacy and lot of security. So how brands have been using the data with a lot of security and safety. If Sanjay, you can share your thoughts on this, like what kind of data that you use and with a lot of security and safety.
So I think that's a, I know, very tricky question. I think everyone is, I think most of the brand guys, we are in the process of, figuring out what is DPDB, and then, how you leverage or use or, exploit the data, or how you basically safeguard it. So definitely uh, we honor, the data basically which has been shared by the customer. And as per the laws, right, I think we, at least in this space, we, try to play by the books. Uh, what is to be leveraged, what is to be exposed, what is not to be exposed. I think a very intelligent call basically we take in consultation with our legal and in consultation with our other marketing folks. Uh, as far as internal curation, yes, I think as long as you are, we are using this data to, figure out your behavior, your personalization to the extent that it is not intruding your privacy. I think somebody was telling that you enter into the store and somebody recognize you by name, whether it is let's say intrusion to the privacy, or it is basically you are giving this service. I think there is a fine line to it. There is a 360-degree view you want to make the customer, you want to make for your customer. uh, what are the information which can go into that, right? And what are the information basically, even if you have it but then you leave it out, considering that it may intrude a customer privacy. So there's a very fine line. Uh, there is a conscious effort that we should not expose the customer data which customer has given, thinking or posing the confidence with us. But definitely we use some of it basically to curate the personal offers, not only to curate offers for the customer, but that also data helps us to how to make the product better, right? So what is selling, what is not selling, we have, at least internally we know that this blazer, right, this has let's say 50 odd attributes. What attribute is selling it, it is not privy to the customer, but it also helps us to improve the product quality. It also helps us to improve our offering to the customer.
Great. So as consumers receive a good offerings from a brand, so they usually don't. They usually tend to give away the data, their personal data.
I want to add to what Sanjeev said.
Yeah.
See, in India, a lot of companies are definitely following compliances, right? And lot of companies are not very serious about that. But as a consumer end, consumer is not well aware about the fact that what is my how I can protect my data, or how I can work on the data, right? So my data, my name, my age, my lot of things are being used. So if you talk about other regions like Europe, GDPR is very strict. So in India, there are no strict rules as of now, but we are evolving, I believe, at this point of time. Consumers are getting aware about giving the consent, and industry and retailers or companies are definitely implementing a lot of efforts in accepting that consent. Because I mean, few years back, no one talks about the consent. यार कौन consent लेता है किसी से? कोई नहीं लेता था, right? But लेते होंगे, बहुत सारे corporates लेते होंगे. But I'm still saying that there are a lot of companies who are still working on that, and they're evolving. Matlab, there is still a gap. There is still a lot of work which needs to be done in terms of DPDP is there, but the implementation is not there, right? So I believe as a brand we should aware about taking the data very seriously, and as a consumer, everyone should be well aware of their whatever their rights are in terms of the data what they are giving, right? That's what I'm.
So how does customer feedback, plays a role to refine your personalization techniques and your role to, give a smoother experience to the consumers? How does that customer feedback gives you the knowledge and the information to personalize the things for them?
This is for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I believe feedbacks are very important. Feedbacks. So in terms of data, feedbacks makes your data accurate. Okay. It removes errors out of even the biasness also sometimes what AI suggests. So when you have the A/B testing or a lot of feedbacks coming into the system, wherein customers are actually giving their real reviews, right? You can definitely work on getting the right personalization data, because these are not suggested by AI. These are given by the real humans. Okay, so that is giving a lot of value. Even in general, we have improved our product a lot by accepting the feedbacks, right? Even in our, so we are a woman apparel brand. We have kurtis, skds, and a lot of other products categories. So we have added a mobile pocket for the workwear for women, just by accepting the feedback, right? So obviously data cleaning is one, but I believe taking the feedbacks, working on them, and giving the user and an assurance that your feedback is important for the brand is very important. Apart from the data accuracy and other AI things, machine learning is definitely there, but this has to be taken very seriously by all the brands, I believe.
So following an omni-channel approach, like a lot of brands here are following an omni-channel approach, and brands are using apps to to cater to different set of consumers. And we know that today's consumers usually uses app or the mobile phones or the smartphones to understand the brand and to understand more about the brand's vision. So they purchase and make decision for online. So any specific strategies or opportunities that you see in an online space and that is lacking in offline space? If Pradeep, you can answer this.
Yeah, no, I think we launched an app, right? It was a hugely debated one, to be honest. We genuinely felt, why will somebody download the Zook app, right? Uh, there are already enough apps on a phone, and there's only so less storage left, right? Uh, but we've been surprised with what the consumer response has been, right? Still nowhere close to the numbers sort of he shared or Mr. shared, but we've been very pleasantly surprised with that, and we've realized that there is a cohort of customers who are very comfortable with an app environment, right? um, at the end of the day, I mean, all of us are all investing in brand, right? I mean, be it consumer brand, be it malls, right? I think Nexus has invested in signing Amitabh Bachchan, Ayushmann Khurrana, etc. Brand is very important, right? But the cornerstone of the brand, I still feel, is brand trust. So while we might do all of this to build brand awareness so that people are aware of Zook, then the second level, which is aware of Zook and what it stands for, and then finally everybody in India is aware of Zook and what it stands for, right? But brand trust is very sort of critical. And in that sense, I think the app environment is a very comfortable environment to pay, is what we've realized at least, right? So, in all of that, we leverage technology, and in all of that, the app has been very critical for us in providing that experience. And of course, the app is also a slightly easier environment to personalize based on user behavior compared to a website, because at the end of the day, the speed with which a page loads is important, and we can't delay it too much. Whereas in the app, you can do a few more tweaks and optimize that. So that's where we've leveraged app and data and AI to sort of give a better experience to the customer.
Just to
Yes, sir.
supplement, right, what you said and what you have answered. So I think if you look at today's customer, I think if you look at a customer in a couple of years back, so their journey was linear. When I say linear, you go to a shop, you explore there, you try out there, and then you buy out, and then you close your purchase. In today's day and age, right, the customer journey is very, very non-linear. You are discovering online, buying in a store. While being in a store, you are discovering online. And not only on your app, not only on your D2C, but then you are exploring whole world. So in that sense, I mean, if you really want to make a truly omni-channel business, I think then you got to be there everywhere, and you got to be there and then provide the same experience. And in that parlance, app or D2C site, that becomes very, very important tool, because if you don't have an app, if you don't have a D2C site, customer goes in your store, let's say, in my brick and mortar store, and he is habitual of comparing the product online, offline, and if you are not there anywhere, probably the confidence shakes, or is by his virtue of habit, right? So he would probably put the purchase aside and probably move on to the next brand where he's more comfortable.
Plus also compares price, right? And says, यहाँ पे सस्ता है, why am I being charged so much? Both happens.
Both happens, yeah, yeah.
Great. So, also would like to understand, like, what kind of challenges that you have been facing across your retail journey and digital journey, as you know, a lot of challenges brands face to personalize the offerings for offline consumers and for online consumers. So, any specific things that Udit you have faced lately, and for your offline presence and for your online presence?
So I think at Pant Project, we started in COVID, and people thought, how are we starting a pant brand coming out of 2020? And in fact, our challenges turned out to be our biggest successes. We were going to start off with a store, and with COVID, obviously, retail at that point was totally disrupted. And so we went online, and that turned out to be our big success because we got so much data out of that platform. And now, when we're going offline, we're realizing the challenge is how do you get into the malls, how do you get into the customers, and at the same time have this circular loop so that they can come back and order online. So I think what we've been crafting and what's been an ongoing challenge that we love to solve is the customer's journey. How do they go from ready to wear to custom made, from custom made to ready to wear? How do they keep evolving their size? We're in the apparel business. I think apparel, a lot of people over here are in the apparel business or selling product that is size based, right? Today, cosmetics is a totally different business, but in the apparel business, one has to touch and feel the product. So, how do you create that in an omni channel way when digital is so important and at the same time, offline retail plays a critical role in educating the customer. So what you were saying over here right now, in educating the customer online, but you're also educating the customer and giving them the brand experience offline. How do you translate an online experience and an offline experience to truly create this online, to create this omni-channel experience, and at the same time give a different experience so that they shop at both portals and platforms differently. And I think that the customer today, as you were mentioning, a modern customer and a traditional customer, the Indian male customer and the Indian customer today is really evolving. His shopping patterns are constantly changing. I think constantly understanding that has been a challenge that all of us are here to solve and grow through.
So one more follow-up to this thing. I mean, so do a brand like yours use social commerce also to personalize ads also for them, for the consumers they see online, and they see the data that they get from offline?
For sure. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys have seen an ad of the Pan project on Meta or on Google or on YouTube. And I think we are using a lot of like social media and social points to kind of understand our customers better. And I think that our customer is someone who is spending a lot of time digitally and getting educated through it. But I think that eventually the end sale is because he has a need. And so we're trying to solve that need and understand all of our competitors and all of the other brands as well who are not doing what we're doing as good as we can be doing it. Yeah.
Great. So any kind of opportunities that a brand like yours or any D2C brands can see in malls to personalize their offerings. So this question surely targets the malls only. So if Omesh, you can provide your inputs on this thing, like how D2C brands can leverage malls to do to personalize the shopping experience for the consumers.
So what we've seen, a lot of D2C brands have expressed interest in coming offline and using the kind of environment, the consumption shopping environment that the mall provides to also be directly in touch with the customer, understand them better. So as a mall operator, we provide them that space that they can. That is one of the USPs that we offer to D2C brands, that you can directly know your customer. You can put a face to your customer rather than just an anonymous person. Though you may have the personal data, but you don't know exactly. There's a lot of things that a physical retail space provides that an online space does not. Secondly, it is also a good way for a D2C brand to test whether uh, they are mature. I mean, is that the right time to go into the offline space? So, uh, a lot of kiosk or pop-up stores is a preferred format for the D2C brands. That is, set up a pop-up store for a certain time and experiment and see what the uptake is. Depending on the nature of the D2C brand, we can help. I mean, given that we have malls across different categories, cities and categories. So, if a particular brand would be more a premium, so somewhere Relante Mall in Chandigarh or our Select City Mall in Delhi maybe, and Kormangla and Bangalore could be a better fit if they are targeting more of a neighborhood kind of space, then obviously we have malls that fit that criteria as well. So I think it's a good opportunity to partner with the D2C brands to see what helps them grow, and if they grow, obviously our revenues increase as well.
So, any point of view, Sanjay, if you could, if you want to share your point of view on this, like a D2C brands are entering and they are personalizing the products for the consumers. So, if you could provide your opinion, your perspective on this, like is this a competition for a traditional brand like yours, or how do you want to personalize, or how a brand like yours can personalize? With the help of data and AI.
No, first of all, I think I would beg to differ. Uh, I don't agree that we are only the traditional brand. So, so we are also a new age brand. Though we are, let's say, more than a decade old in this country. But when you talk about tech, when you talk about personalization, when you talk about any kind of a digital experience, uh, I think we don't want to be left behind. When I say omni-channel, I think then we mean omni-channel. So the promise to the customer is that we are in the business, and we will not leave any stone unturned towards providing the true omni-channel experience. As I speak, right? So I think we have taken omni-channel to a level where I can proudly say that whatever inventory you see on, let's say, Myntra, whatever inventory you see on Flipkart, the same inventory you will find on my website. And when you are in a store, right, you don't only see basically what is there in the store. Through the endless aisle and other Omni app, right, we make the inventory which is available across the country available to you. So be it in the warehouse, or it is any other store. So if you go to a store and you don't find your size, or you don't find a style which is there in the store, uh, you can, with the help of the store staff, you can order it from there and it will reach to you. Uh, if you talk about the competition, our competition is not only the D2C brand, but our competition is, everyone basically who is in the apparel business. We don't, let's say, demarcate that, we have to follow only what someone in the D2C is doing, or only someone is doing in the brick and mortar. I think as a whole, basically, we build a strategy and, try to, let's say, give customer a delight.
Great.
So,
So,
One more
yeah,
thing, Anurag,
just one
sorry.
thing I wanted to add in a very light note. If you go to Linking Road, right, and you go through that lane, and if you've not seen the Jack and Jones massive LED, it's not possible to cross that. So you've seen it. उसके बाद you realize कि इनके साथ कैसे compete करें, right? Because you have such a massive one right out there. So
It's difficult.
true, true.
They invested a lot, and it's a beautiful thing they came up with. So we talked about omni-channel. A lot of people, a lot of my panel members. I believe one thing is very important when we say this term, that you guys are seamlessly integrated at all the channels. Otherwise, you're multi-channel, right? So if there is no integration between one channel to other, and the brand voice is not common across all the channels, and the user can seamlessly travel from one channel to other without any problem, without any trouble, then you say that you are a true omni. We say we are multi-channel. भाई ध्यान से चलते हैं हम. Right.
so lastly, I would like to understand from Abhishek. Just wanted to understand from your perspective how AI has been one of the key factors in predicting the trends, consumer trends, and consumer demand from different places.
So, by and large, in demand planning, is what we have over 16,000 SKUs, right? And some of them are seasonal as well. So, what to order, how much of that to order, keeping in mind that lead times vary between 15 days to 3 months, right? We use AI a lot for that. We also use AI for, because you see, the difference is that by and large, we can predict the passengers coming through our shop, right? Which would be a little different from any other retail or any other offline retail, I would imagine. Now, not only do you know the passengers coming in, you know where they are going, right? So you can almost 95, 96% accuracy, you can predict what your sales numbers are going to be in the following month, and therefore how much of stocks that you need to keep. So instead of keeping stocks for 3 months or 4 months, which is usually the trend, we brought it down significantly. So we use AI largely for the back end, for demand planning, and like I said, for making sure that our inventory levels are in control. Inventory is cash, right?
Great. If anyone, if you want to add anything to this point on AI predicting trends, please go ahead.
Yeah, so we use these platforms to understand what is coming next, right? There are a lot of platforms which scan the whole social signals. They predict what is going to be the which silhouette is going to be the best in the coming season, or maybe which color, which style, which print, which so we use a lot of these platforms to understand what is going to be there in the next season, and we do a lot of work based on those predictions. And we have seen so far, we have seen a lot of success in terms of getting the what we can deliver to the customer as per the trends.
I think using AI across India to just create content as well is really important, because even though the product may be the same, the person doesn't relate to it. And when you're creating a brand story and brand trust, creating relatable content that the person can actually visualize themselves in. So that's where like AI, VR, and all of those sort of like augmented reality situations create a place where the person feels that that brand is truly theirs or is listening to them, or they can see themselves in that brand. And I think that's where a D2C brand is got an advantage in being able to be more relatable.
Great. So I think most of the things that they have shared are meaningful for each one of you in one or the other way. So that concludes our session. I thank all the speakers for giving their meaningful insights to us and to the audience. Thank you so much.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm Shubhangi Ray. I'm into corporate gifting. So, first of all, thank you for a great panel session. I want to thank you for all the benefits and what you have said about how AI and data has changed the landscape. Uh, Although I was just curious, so this question is for everyone. I'm sure when AI driven personalization came into the picture, there must have been a certain level of challenges that you faced. I wanted to know what were those challenges and how you sort of overcame those.
Okay, I've initiated this, so I have to. So my, my question was on the feedback, so that's why I took it, right? So def- so by the way, thanks for the nice words. It's a thanks from everyone. So see, AI is not something that you accept. You can expect a magic from that, right? It's a machine learning, and that has to mature a lot by taking lot of feedbacks, data, lot of touch points, lot of human intervention, right? So which is very important, I would say. Even the style bot which I've mentioned, so we take a lot of feedbacks from the stylist also before implementing that. It's not that whatever AI is suggesting ki blue color dark tone mein डाल लो, if you are dark tone blue color डालो अच्छा लगेगा, नहीं. I mean, we have taken a lot of human feedbacks, so that is very important, right? So if you are getting real feedbacks from the experts, and then make your machine learning or make your system more mature, then you're getting the real output. But it will take time, right? It takes time. You sometime the system matures in a month, sometime in a year, right? So to get the better output, you need to input data, a lot of data.
I think just to answer your question, Shubhangi, right? If I get you right. So, uh, a part of it probably I covered. So, I think your question, if I read it right or understand it right, what was the need, right? Why AI? What was not working before? And I don't know. I would talk about a couple of years back. Let's say marketing campaigns, right? Marketing campaigns basically then you form a cohort, you form a segmentation. Let's say Shubhangi, 20 to 25 years of age, bombard, right? Everyone, the same campaign or same discounting message or same kind of a campaign. Now, when you want to personalize it, for you, at the same time, same cohort, a different, let's say, communication to someone differently because they don't wear probably the black pant, they like more blues, right? So that's where AI is helping, where you have the data. You also have some intelligence about how the future trends are going to look like. So basis your behavior, basis what is being sold outside, and basis what the trend is, then you kind of curate and throw a very personalized message which floors you that this was something which I was looking for, right? And that's the level basically. I think at least we want to go where you send a message and then that's where basically you see that it is getting converted.
Yeah, and just last one at Zook, we are worried about artificial intelligence can't replace human intelligence. So we have to be remembering that is all this is there because of a customer, not because of a AI engine. So that's I think the only other thing I'd like to add.
Fashion mein to I will still say no one can replace the human touch. It is very important.
Just to add to what Amit had originally made, very quick point is that the success of an AI endeavor, it's not like you put a box and switch it on and you are AI. It takes a lot of time. The organization has to be involved in it, ready to burn cash. And at the end of the day, AI is nothing but at heart, it is a statistical modeling exercise. The more data you have, the more parameters you have, the more questions and how good questions you ask of the data. That is what determines the success. So it's a journey, like Amit said. It's not
And
overnight.
thanks for asking this question. You got a lot of data points.
Thanks so much.